What is going on, everybody? I'm here to explain the uncertainty as to why this is affecting you in trading and why you need to get used to the uncertainty aspect of trading to become profitable. And this is a whole different realm. This is a whole different, completely different skill set that you need to learn from the typical work environment, the typical 9 to 5, all this other stuff. You hear people saying work, 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 work. In trading, it is the less you do, the more you make. The less you do, the more you make. So with uncertainty, you need to understand that by trade to trade to trade to trade, there's going to be a random distribution between wins and losses. So you can't get fixed on one sole trade. This is why it's important that you use risk management for the entire set of the trades you're willing to put on, and you need to keep the risk the same. Typically, you shouldn't cross over 5%. Around 5% would be the max, especially if, let's say, you have a low risk to reward system. I would say 5% is okay, just depending on how much you're willing to lose within your strategy for you to actually make profits. So there's a period of time where you're in a losing streak and your strategy needs to withstand the amount you're risking so you don't blow the account. And you figure that based on back testing, all this other stuff, how much losing trades would you lose in a row before you get your next winner, and then that winner basically covers up the other losses, right? So that's why I'm explaining this concept, and it is a bit late. I'm recording this a bit later in the day, so I'm a little bit tired, but bear with me because I feel like most traders, when they're starting off, they kind of grasp the concept of probabilities and uncertainty, and you don't know what's going to happen on the next trade. It can literally look like the cleanest setup ever and then completely go fucking against you, man. So you need to understand that trading, you just don't know which ones are going to be the winners and which ones are going to be the losers. But in the end, you should come out on top. It's just that you don't know. This is why I keep going back to risk management. That's why it's so crucial. And I'm not going to lie, I used to break my risk management rules, and it would get me to a point where I would put on a gigantic risk amount. And this is past mistakes, trial and error. I would put more risk on a trade that looked really good, lose that trade, and then come to the next time and have fear already within me, and that would already fuck me up. Or second scenario, you put on more risk on this trade, and then you decide, hey, I'm gonna cut back the risk because there was too much that I lost. Guess what? When you cut back the risk, and let's say it's another winner, let's say you actually hit a winner this time, and you didn't put the proper amount of risk on the table, well, you effed yourself up, because that could have been a winner that completely covered up your losses, completely covered everything that you took a hit on. So that's why I'm saying uncertainty, when you get used to the feeling of uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen next, that is exactly when you start making money. And it is weird paradox. It is completely unorthodox. What is that word? Unorthodox. I believe it is pretty much fucked. What I'm saying is that your mindset needs to be completely different. That's why a lot of people come into trading and they have this mindset, and now they're basically rewiring because they were going hard, trying to work hard in an environment, and people were pushing, the harder you work, the better results you'll get. And that is true. But with trading, it's a different environment. It's a different game. And this is completely different. It is a whole different skill set, to the point where you literally have to start doing other shit on the side, if that makes sense. You literally need to start developing other hobbies in other, you're trying to develop other skill sets, or for you not to basically get bored and start looking at the charts. That's what I did. I went to the gym. I'm now doing Muay Thai, boxing, all this other stuff. That's what I'm doing to get away from the charts, because it's so annoying when you want to make more money, but you can't be in the charts 24/7. You have a cutoff time, and then from there, you start deciding, hey, I'm pretty much good. I'm able to go do these things, and I love that trading opens up the freedom for you. But the thing is that you just want to make more in the day, but you can't. There's a cutoff time. For me, I have a cutoff time, and I do scalp. A lot of people tell me, do you scalp? I do scalp. I had something right here. It was bugging me. But I do scalp. And you can apply this if you're trading other markets, because that's all trading is at the end of the day. You don't know what's going to happen next, and you need to get comfortable with that. And that is basically business. If you get good with this, you'll get good at anything. Business, because there are some concepts that you need to apply that are the same from trading to business. And this is the exact same thing. You need to get comfortable with uncertainty. And the best way for you to start getting your feet wet onto this, you start doing sample sizes with actual money, and you actually start to put on more risk as time goes on. And now you start developing stress tolerance, uncertainty. You start developing these skills that will help you later down the road with trading, where it does not phase you at all. A typical amateur trader would just come in, someone who's a fucking noob would just come in, look at the market, pop a trade, get pissed off that you lost the trade, put on more risk on the next one. Setup looks clean as fuck. It is a good setup, good to go. Put it on, lose the trade automatically. And guess what he does? He probably puts on more risk on the next one. Or he lowers the risk completely to the point where it does not even, the winners don't even make up for the losses. And that's where people fuck up. That's a whole psychological skill of developing to not get fearful with the market. And that is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is tough. It took me a fucking minute to start actually becoming good with this. And that's why most people say, hey, like, I don't recommend this unless you're willing to lose a shit ton of money, because this is very difficult for you to learn at first. And after that period of you just taking hits after hits after hits, it will start coming to you easier. As time goes on, you will start getting more comfortable with uncertainty to the point where you just don't care if you lose for the day, if you win for the day, you don't give a fuck. You're just like, all right, cool. I'm done for the day, chilling. I'm cool. Go hang out with your friends, go do some shit. Go fucking do your hobbies, whatever you're doing. Go to the gym, you're chilling. And it's very hard for you not to think of yourself as a losing trader when you're in a losing streak, because you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen next. And that is one of the hardest things to start developing, to start forming these skills of not letting this shit phase you at all. Because when you're in a losing streak and you're actually going through it and you're like, damn, like, do I really suck at trading? Like, I'm just losing right now. And it is not that you suck at trading. It's not that, oh, the markets are against me. It's not that. It is that each strategy has its own period where it is going to encounter losses in a row. It is going to encounter losses. It may not be a lot, because there are some strategies that typically they don't have too many losing streaks, or they don't go for too long of a losing streak, but they still have losing streaks. And you just have to deal with that. You have to realize that this is a normal part of trading. And so many people get it flipped. So understand that this is a game where you're developing a whole different skill set, and this is going to help you make more money. Excuse me. So that is pretty much it. I'm kind of rambling at this point because I'm just way too sleepy at this point. I get a bit sleepy, and I wanted to come on here and help some people out because I had the thought in my head, and typically when I have these type of thoughts, I start recording right away. So another thing I had in my mind is that when you are going and opening up the charts, it is a feeling where all the information I'm saying, or pretty much everything that you took notes on, completely goes out the window. You can hear my voice, you can hear what I'm saying, but to apply this when you're actually in the computer, when you're actually trading, is a whole different ballgame. Because at that point, you're dealing with pressure, you're dealing with trades. Let's say you pop a trade, you execute a trade, and it completely goes against you. You're going to feel some type of way unless you get comfortable with what I'm saying, with uncertainty, that you have the same risk across the board. You realize that in a trade by trade rate basis, you will lose, you will win. You don't know when the winners and losers are going to come, but you know in the long run, you should be up. So it's a whole different game. It's a whole different ball game when you're actually trading, you're actually in the computer with your session right there. And it is pretty much that, where you have to get good at controlling yourself at the end of the day. Knowing that day by day basis, it could seem that you're losing. It could seem that there's not a winner that's going to be popping up anytime soon. Especially when you're in a losing streak, you start getting fearful, you start questioning yourself, you start doubting yourself. But you have to realize that that's what trading is. You're basically paying for these expenses, like if it was a normal business, for you to actually start making money, for you to start to actually find those winners, and for you to execute on those winners and actually make money. I'm really hoping that this video is starting to clarify some of these things, because it all goes full circle. In business, you are paying for these things, right? These expenses, for you to start making more money in the long run. It is the same way with trading. You start taking losses for you to get that winner, boom. You start making progress. Let's say you hit a loss, another loss, 3 losses, but then you hit winner that's a 3 RR, right? You come back, break even. You hit a loss, and then you hit another winner that's a 3 RR. Now you're at plus 2 RR, which is risk to reward. Now you're above break even, and now you're making progress. That is trading right there. If I can show you guys a PDF, actually a spreadsheet of my trading journal, I soon will, because the year is ending, and that's the same thing. You just don't know when the wins and losses are going to occur. But in the month, oh, I'm good. I'm chilling in the month. It's just that certain weeks you could have a losing week here and there. That's my strategy. I don't know what's yours, but my strategy does incur some losing weeks here and there. But mainly we're winning week after week after week. But that's just the nature of what we do. So hopefully this video helped. Get better with dealing with uncertainty and start focusing on yourself for you to actually improve. Start fucking focusing on yourself, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Self-develop as soon as possible, like I mentioned in the other video. And this is just a matter of time. It is a matter of time before you get it down, because if you just keep going and you start developing these things, these psychological cues where you start to tell yourself, hey, you can't be doing this. It's you breaking your trading plan, and you have to trust yourself on that, where you don't break your trading plan at all. You actually follow these rules in place, and give this a month or 2 months, and see how your progress starts to form and starts to get better with all this information that I told you about. I'm pretty much going to bed soon. Hopefully this video helped, and I'm trying to think of new ideas, man. New ways, new environments where I can record these videos, and it is gonna get crazy for 2025. I want to record more of my life, my lifestyle, what it takes, and a day in the life of a fucking trader, of someone who has financial freedom. And I can be anywhere in the world right now as long as I have a Wi-Fi. That's the most beautiful thing about trading. You can literally trade anywhere. You don't have to be you don't have to be tied to a certain location. You can get up and fucking go. And as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you have your computer with you, your laptop, you should be chilling. So I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm debating which video I should start next, of certain topics, getting more deeper into trading, or start to branch off to other things of developing your mindset. But there will be another video coming out soon, and have a good night. It's already nighttime here, or good morning if it's the morning time, but have a good one.